Did you know that at least 75% of bitches suffer from some kind of hearing loss? This alarming statistic means that more likely than not, talking isn't the most effective way to communicate with a bitch. That's when you have to hit her.
You're right, Rhonda. I'm not like the rest of you. I'm not wearing a mask. I mean, look at us. Tinfoil in our hair, glass on our faces, high-heeled shoes. Why are we wearing these? We're already taller than the boys.
Happy Black History Month!
Welcome to yet another reveling episode of XY Chronicles podcast. I am King Tash.
Fox and all black.
Shanty.
Taylor Elajas.
Who's apparently running for president 2020. And we come to you as we do bi-weekly with our very unique take on current events, our signature segment, Sticky Situations, and we dabble here and there in the sports world and give our unique perspective. Thank you again for rocking with us. Let's go.
Hey, y'alls. So current events this week is going to be on immigration, Gayle and Oprah, and we go season a little shout out for Black History businesses. So what we're gonna start off with, there has been I can't say a thing, but
I was gonna say that a ting.
Yeah, we can't use ting, but there's been a situation that has been going on with the 21-year-old immigrant that has killed a 92-year-old woman in Richmond Hill, Queens. This woman, she's known in her neighborhood. She goes out, she feeds the cats, all that extra stuff like that. So one night, he followed her from behind, took her behind a car, and he basically raped her, and he killed her. Next morning, they find her in the street, and they're like, who would do this? They was like, oh, probably she fell. That was the assumption, that she fell because she's older.
And her clothes came
and
on?
her clothes were still on.
Oh,
So
he put her clothes back on after he raped her?
she had on like a nightie, like she was, like a
In
nightie.
the cold?
Now listen. So
Oh, God.
the camera showed like 4 to 5 minutes. They seen when he, took her down behind the car, and then he was the only person that got back up when they really went over the video. So now they did the background check on the guy, and they found out that he's an immigrant from Guyana, and how he was already supposed to be, his visa already expired since March 2017.
All the Guyanese, no, poor Dallas. Poor Dallas. Lord have mercy.
So now, basically, they still have him. They haven't convicted him yet. If he does get convicted, he has 25 years to life. Now, he already had a rap sheet because he already assaulted his father with a knife.
Y'all are just making Trump's friggin' platform so much easier.
So now here where it goes now. So now ISIS is basically saying that you're not gonna put that on us because ICE.
I was like, wait,
Yeah.
ISIS is a complete...
ICE.
Hold on,
I'm
wait,
sorry.
I got very confused.
Yeah.
I got very confused.
It's basically
Well, they
saying
moving on
that
ISIS,
they
but-
wanna, basically sue New York
For harboring.
For harboring,
harboring
right.
when
Okay,
his
they have
visa was over.
They have a case.
So basically, this would have never happened if he was already out of the country.
They have a case.
So now they had, I think it was a green reform, or basically where immigrants can get their driver's license so that they
can
could
track
be able
them.
to.
That's
I
why.
feel that's why they wanted that.
That's why, so they can track.
But now they're cutting it because they're saying now we don't want like travelers from different countries just to come in and stay and that's about it, because that's what this guy did.
So basically what they're doing by taking away that anemone, they're basically going to create a whole lot of illegal immigrants that are here working off the books. They have no numbers. They're not legitimate
Citizens.
tax-paying
Yeah.
citizens, you're just gonna create a whole bunch of illegals.
That's what kind of baffled me, because I was just like, okay, so y'all know they're immigrants, but you want them to get their driver's license. You want them to have that privilege. So that's when I came with the tracking thing. Like you just want to see how much is inside of it. Yeah.
You want to see, yeah.
So so now he's still there. They haven't convicted him yet, and they're going back and forth on what to do with that.
Well, I'll start off by saying this. You jackass. First of all, go suck your mother. Second of all, you should have raped the cat if you're going to rape a 93?
93
So you gonna rape the cat?
Bro, you raping 93-year-olds, bro? Rape the
Yeah,
cat.
and that's what they were saying. And his brother is the one that was like, yeah, that's my brother.
That's why you raped the 90 Bro, come on.
What
They caught him on
could you
tape and everything.
possibly get out of raping a 92-year-old woman?
Yep, and that's
Well, I don't get rape in general, but 92-year-old woman, what satisfaction are
Boy,
you getting from
she
that?
out there feeding cats, bro. She ain't bother nobody.
Yeah, New York State plans to sue government over global entry plan.
The most she might do is snitch on somebody stealing her cat food. Like, come on, son.
Yeah, so
disgusting.
that is something that's still going, and we are going to head down to Gayle, Oprah, and a couple of
First of all,
people mixed up
rest
in that.
peace, Kobe
What?
Bryant and Gianna Bryant.
Yes, rest in peace.
That week after their deaths was just the hardest week. I only watch sports, honestly. ESPN is kind of monopoly in my house, so I was seeing every day, all day, shows dedicated to the memory of Kobe Bryant. I literally saw probably his same interviews, the Jimmy Fallon interview where he was talking
That one
about
was sad.
yeah, where he was talking about, hey, she's gonna fulfill his legacy. The interview with the Matt Barnes podcast, where he was talking about how she got him back into watching basketball. Like all of these things, all of these memories, where it brought solace to certain people. But to me, it's just sad. Like it was just,
No, it's
we
sad.
lost
It
a
was
legend.
sad.
We lost somebody that
sad.
meant so much to the game, to where I really supported the petition that they had changing the NBA logo to Kobe Bryant, and I feel like I feel like it's right.
No, he was
because
he was important.
he
person.
molded a new generation. Okay, when the NBA started, but what is his name? Bill. Who's on it now?
Jerry West.
Jerry West. Jerry West created. Yes, he was fine having him as the logo for that time period. Now it's a new time period.
They
I
never
feel
said
like.
it was him. Said like
What do you mean?
the NBA never acknowledges that it's him on the logo.
But they always been saying it was Jerry West.
No, they don't acknowledge. That's why I don't think he gets paid for it, because they don't acknowledge that it's him.
The NBA themselves don't acknowledge it. Everybody else.
So that has then they have no problem changing it to a silhouette of Kobe.
They do though, because they don't even want to say who it is.
So now with the interview, do you guys feel that the interview with Gayle and
Bucktooth.
one of his best friends, Leslie, was necessary? Do you think the topic of the interview was needed?
The first question, I don't have an issue with her and the initial question because it's relevant. It's part of his history. It's a scar on his record. It's an anecdote on his record, but it's part of his legacy. If you're going to take the good, you got to take the bad. But the fact that she kept going. After she answered the question, then she asked it another way. Okay, take the answer, move on.
Yeah.
Where Lisa Leslie had the problem was you didn't interview him when he was alive.
Exactly.
You didn't give him a chance to defend himself, to give his version of events. You wait until this man is dead to now try to tarnish his legacy with continuing to ask the same question a different type of way. That's where I didn't agree with.
And then
So I was gonna say, Gayle and Oprah ain't show that same energy for Harvey Weinstein, and Harvey Weinstein did a lot. We could all agree universally, it's a lot
still
worse.
going.
Yeah.
And he's alive.
And he's still here. Yeah.
The
He could defend himself.
The man fell asleep in his trial when they had his victims.
When she was talking.
His victims is on trial, explaining what happened, and this man is.
He doesn't care. He doesn't care because he doesn't feel like he feels like he's above reproach. He feels like he's above any type of.
At least with Kobe.
He knows why.
At least with Kobe, the 10, 15 years after that, the man changed his life, changed his image. Honestly, most people, unless it was brought up, completely forgot about it. I remember that as a kid, and I completely forgot about it. It was not relevant. It had nothing to do with the present time. It had nothing to do with the recent past. Again, everybody messes up. That was his one mess up. He lived a very public life. I mean, think about it. One blip. Come on now.
I think everybody's waiting until the end of the trial to really see what happens, because then it goes back to the race card.
Oh no, he has to get. It's how many
like,
years
he gonna
get.
And people are like, oh, why these women popping up now? Because
free Bill.
They did it.
No, I wouldn't say that.
No.
Wrong
is wrong.
No, exactly.
Wrong is
No,
wrong.
I don't care what color you are. You rape somebody, you deserve to go to jail.
Wrong is
You
wrong.
put drugs in a woman's drink in order to get her to have sex with you, you deserve to go to jail. I don't care what color you are.
That does not mean that it's right.
Let's just say Snoop was right until.
Snoop Dogg, he had a lot to say.
He was about to die anyway. Come on. The man was about to die. He about 106. Bill Cosby was about to die anyway. And he was about to buy NBC.
Bill Cosby tweeted Snoop Dogg. He ain't dead. Bill Cosby in jail with Bill Cosby in the jail tweeting Snoop Dogg talking about I appreciate the support. So Bill Cosby knows what's going on. He in jail. I'm not gonna say living like a king, but he good. Anybody messing with Bill in jail? Like no, anybody doing any of that?
Switch Bill with Gayle.
Damn, no. We here at XY Chronicles podcast do not support any forms of rape or abuse or degradation of women or degradation of black people in general. We just want it to be fair overall. And I think that was the premise of Snoop's point. That's where he started. He started there. He kind of went left when he started getting emotional about it. And I get it. That's his friend. He has a close relationship with Kobe. He lived in LA, like all of that. I get that. You get emotional when it comes to people that you love. But then when you start talking about, okay, yeah, this stink, snaggletooth bitch, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. All right, you just did the same thing that you accused her of doing. You just started tearing down another black person.
Well,
so that doesn't make you better.
But Snoop, on a lighter side, he did ask for permission. I don't know who the hell is behind that camera, but he stood there and he said,
he did ask though.
Yeah, he did ask. He asked twice. He's like, should I say it?
Should I do it?
Should I do it?
I need to know who gave him permission, because they don't speak for everybody.
All right, let's get back to Gayle. I have an issue with her playing victim. You had the script or whatever it was in front of you. I feel like regardless of you being big enough on that network, you had a choice in asking, and you didn't do it. So now that everybody's giving you backlash about it, you're talking about, oh, you're angry with the network, and I don't understand why they picked that part of the interview to put out there, because that's what's going to give them viewers.
That's ratings. You know
that.
What do you think you're on TV
that's
for?
ratings. You know what you did. So don't try to play victim now when you knew exactly what was going to happen. And for Oprah to sit there when she was the one that went against Michael Jackson, and then they pulled up so many things about her, how her spiritual leader was a sex abuser.
Yes, he's in jail. What, 25 years?
Yeah.
For sexual abuse.
It's just like, the sad thing about it, and Snoop said this, she is not for her people. And many people said that she is going to feed the hand that feeds her. And that is not really our race. That is...
I get it. When you get a certain amount of money, your friends change.
I got a question.
Yeah.
So, we can't free Bill, but we gonna free MJ?
What?
MJ's dead.
MJ's dead.
Bill Cosby gotta be dead too. So we can't free Bill, but we gonna free MJ?
So just because you committed crimes in your younger years and you didn't get charged for these crimes until you were older, does that negate the fact that you committed these crimes?
So if MJ got charged for touching the kids...
He did actually get charged, and he got acquitted, and he settled out of court with the families just to let that pass. But he never got convicted of any of those child molestation charges.
And his soul could never rest because of how they went about it after he died. Yeah. Like, all these people are bringing things up after these actresses and entertainers died.
That's the thing, too. He was about to buy NBC. They did it when he was about to buy it. That's why I say free Bill.
But that doesn't negate.
They did it at the worst possible time.
That does not negate fault.
Ratings.
It does not matter. It doesn't matter what the timing was. It doesn't negate the fact that you did it. You shouldn't have did it. Like, that's it. I don't care if it was in the 70s and the 80s. You did it, Playboy. Yeah, you killed somebody in 1975. They don't find evidence until 2005. Oh, I shouldn't I shouldn't get charged because
Ray
it
Rice
happened in
murdered somebody.
75.
Gucci
He
Mane
in
murdered
jail.
somebody.
What?
Gucci ain't
Vybz
murder
Kartel.
nobody.
Vybz Kartel murdered
Kartel in
somebody.
jail.
But he making, you ain't see he's dropping albums left and right.
I never said they were.
Whoever
jail,
is
man.
supporting Vybz, they good for him.
Bobby
Because-
Smurd about to get out
Not
this
Ray
year.
Rice, I meant Ray Lewis.
Yeah, this year.
All
They
right.
killed people.
Ray Rice just bust up his girl. Ray Lewis killed his baby mother.
And he walking around like shit Gucci.
Wearing suits on ESPN.
We
Free Bill, man.
and I'm gonna say as we black
But they
people
couldn't.
get
They
together.
ain't do that with Aaron Hernandez. They was putting that
Because he
man
was a-
under
That-
the
that
jail.
is
he was a
another
mook.
thing.
We'll
He
talk
killed
about
somebody.
that in sports
Yeah,
because I
yeah.
got something to talk about with CTE because I feel like it's real and it's affecting Antonio Brown now.
We're gonna get to all of
We'll
that.
get to that.
You're not gonna be able to get to that over there.
Black people. Besides it being Black History Month, we need to unite some way because we're the only race
It be our own
that
people.
we could
never
be.
gonna unite.
We could be.
White
and that's
people
the
unite
problem.
crazy.
We
Asians
could-
unite crazy.
And you know,
But black
somebody
people,
said that they're afraid
Never.
that if we really do get to that point where we're on the same
Mobilize,
page,
yeah.
that we're gonna be powerful.
But we're never gonna be on the
and
same page.
we're
Because
never,
we have a crab in a barrel mentality.
I believe that.
Yeah.
I believe
So
that.
that's why we're never gonna be.
And there are our own that don't even feel like
Because they
they're
want to be
black.
so accepted.
Yeah, they wanna be so
by
accepted.
the
And it's
colonizers
Mm-hmm.
that they don't understand that if they supported their own people,
And
how
you know what's
powerful we
sad?
would be.
Our history basically can teach us about personalities of who we are as of today. And those are the people that was in the house that that slave masters kept close to them because they were snitches.
Oh,
And they were
Hilarious.
able to live longer
Just watch the
because
next episode.
the prime example, there's a book that we're reading in XY Podcast Book Club. Shout out to book club members. Where we're reading Water Dancer, which is a book basically centered around slavery and a slave that is a product of a slave and master. So his father is the master and his mother was the slave. And his father treated him not as a regular slave. He always had a special place in his heart for him, even though he had him in the house as a slave. He never beat him. He never did anything derogatory. His task, and he calls them that in the book, the task and the quality, which are the owners. He always treated him different than the other slaves. But in that book, he tried to escape. And he went to one of the members of the Underground Railroad to try to help him escape. And he ended up turning him in to one of the slave catchers. And the runaway cat, I don't even know what they call him, but whatever. He ended up turning him in. And that was a big part of the book because it's literally your own people. You went to someone that you trusted, someone that is a fellow slave, such as you, for assistance. And he wanted so much, he wanted to be appreciated and liked and wanted to be part of a group he will never be a part of. They will never look to you as an equal. But you're willing to kill your own people. You're willing to trap your own people just to be a part. And I feel like that never left our race. We're
No.
still doing that to this
No.
day.
Yep.
It's still happening.
Yep.
I feel like you
And
should have said like spoiler alert first.
no, it's
No.
it's on the back of the book. It's on the like that's part of the book.
Spoiler
That's
alert.
what
you at the
happened.
end.
That's what
Yeah.
happened in
Just
Queen
this,
and
yeah.
Slim. That's how they end up dying.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
how they end up dying.
Exactly.
I watched that movie.
And that right there was of the monkey wanting money, as they called us, wanting money, and because of money he snitched.
Porch Monkey.
Exactly.
And
Porch
they
monkey,
and they end up getting money.
Yeah.
Jigaboo.
And on this Black History Month, I would like
Uncle
to
Tom.
shout out
Gorilla Boy.
a bookstore in New Jersey called Source of Knowledge Bookstore. It's an African American bookstore with all black books. And it was on the news, and I felt like it's Black History Month. Let's share that. So whoever is in New Jersey or likes to travel, check out Source of Knowledge Bookstore.
Which part of Jersey?
Newark.
Of course it is.
Newark, New Jersey.
Stay safe out there.
Yes.
Next up is what? SS?
Yes. Next
SS.
SS.
Which
In the blood clots.
this SS.
We'll be right back.
Yeah.